Back to the ballot box here. It's not just the presidency weighing heavily on the minds of Utahns. With Senator Mitt Romney's retirement at the end of his term, Utah has an open Senate seat. Republican Congressman and former Provo Mayor John Curtis is aiming to keep the seat for the party, while Democrat environmental activist and influencer Caroline Gleich is hoping for an upset tonight. With the Senate currently standing at a near tie between the parties, every seat in that chamber is critical. Our election team coverage continues now. Jonathan May is keeping tabs on the Gleich campaign this evening as they hope to make history and become the first Democratic senator from Utah since 1977. But first, we're checking in with our Emily Clark. She's live tracking the Curtis campaign. And Emily, you've got to feel good coming into today as John Curtis, right?
Yes, I think the Curtis campaign, his team feeling very confident about today, confident about a party happening right behind me inside the Provo Rec Center this evening. They're hoping after the ballots and the lines are done around 8 o'clock. At that point, hopefully as results come in, they'll be able to seal the deal and say that Senator Curtis will be going back to Washington. Now, the fact that we're here in Provo, outside the Provo Rec Center, in and of itself is kind of a story because if you'll remember, Curtis was mayor of Provo from 2010 to 2017, and during his time as mayor, the Provo Rec Center opened. This was a long-time project, something that Provo had looked forward to for quite some time. He helped the final stages of it, and it opened while he was mayor. And during that time, a lot of success for this community of Provo. So the fact that he will be celebrating here, at least he hopes, in the coming hours is a story in of itself. As you'll remember, John Curtis went to Congress after a special election was held in 2017 to replace Jason Chaffetz after he announced his retirement early into his tenure there in that term. So he has been in Washington since that time in 2017. His team releasing a statement today echoing their confidence and their excitement for today's vote. In part, they said, the support we have received from Utahns across the state has been overwhelming, and we are more confident than ever that John's vision of getting things done and defending Utah's values is exactly what voters want in their next senator. We're hoping to be able to go inside in the next hour or so. We are told that the party will start around 6 o'clock and then again at 8 o'clock as those numbers start coming in. They are hoping to be able to celebrate early and confidently this evening that hopefully Senator Curtis will be going to Washington soon. Reporting live in Provo, I'm Emily Clark. Back to you.
Okay, Emily Clark, where it all started for John Curtis there in Provo. We'll keep checking in with you as the night goes on. Now let's check in with Jonathan May at the Gleich campaign. Jonathan, how are the Democrats hoping to make tonight perhaps different?
Well, Brian, I just met one-on-one with Democratic activist and influencer Caroline Gleich, who says they're hoping to pull off an upset and head to Washington to take the seat of retired Senator Mitt Romney. And as you take a look at this video here now, Gleich says she wants to send a new generation of leadership to the Senate and make history in Utah. The Beehive State has not elected a Democrat to the Senate since the 70s. Now she's from Park City, has made a name for herself in outdoor circles for skiing and mountaineering feats, as well as environmental advocacy.
Serving Utah in the United States Senate would be the opportunity of my lifetime, and I would be the youngest woman in the United States Senate, and I would work so hard to make sure that we get our country and our state back on track.
Now, Gleich believes labeling states red or blue serves as a disservice. It's all about who shows up to the polls, so we'll have to wait and see what happens tonight. Later tonight at 7 p.m., I'll be heading to the Democrat Election Watch Party as everyone watches the results, so stick with us for continuing coverage as I'll be there when the doors open at 7. For now, I'll send it back to Brian and Sarah in the studio.